Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet
Above! Woo!
Guys.
Oh my fucking gosh.
We just did Patreon. It's so early.
It's legit 6 a.m.
I don't know what to do with myself. It feels weird.
No, it feels weird. We just talked, right?
Right.
I'm having a strike. We just talked for an hour and we are a little warmed up now.
I feel very warmed up. And honest to God, guys, I just want to say I got my first haircut in 2 years today.
I was about to say, so you actually legit look amazing.
Okay, because past 2 years, my roommate Harper Rose has been cutting my hair with kitchen scissors. I was like, I need to grow up. I need to be a big girl and I need to get a real haircut. It was $150. And is that normal?
That's normal.
For a haircut?
That's normal here.
That shocked me. And I was like, God, I could do it for free. But I love Harper Rose. She cannot do this.
No, whoever did that, like they really
amazing.
got like the texture right with it.
Right. And I came in and I was like, give me layers. And she said, no.
She said, hey, shut the fuck
She
up.
said, absolutely. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trust you. And for a second, I was like, well, I asked her, I was like, how much would it be to turn my hair pink? I don't know what's going on with me.
Whoa. Guys, if you are watching this on YouTube and you're driving or trying to fall asleep, we have an audio version. It is in the description. And once you are over there, if you could give this podcast 5 stars over on those audio platforms, it would help our podcast grow tremendously.
But no, I really want to dye my hair pink.
I think like pink strands would be
That's
cute.
giving long form YouTube every day.
That is giving long form YouTube every day.
Actually, out of my
it's
mind.
giving, we're in a content vortex with constant content being thrown at us. I highly advise against the pink.
Okay.
Especially because I'm just loving this, like, you're tan, you have a matching set on, and you have a haircut, and you're like brunette. Like,
well, thanks to you.
No, shut the up. We said on the Patreon that
oh, I was going with this lie.
You were going to go with the lie?
Yeah, I thought we were lying. I would never lie to you guys, but
I feel like we shouldn't actually lie.
We shouldn't lie.
Like, I don't like lying to them. Like that, I feel like that's
well, now I
up.
sound like a bad person, and you sound like a good person.
No.
Well, you are a good person.
In theory, it was also my idea, granted. So, like,
so
mind
actually,
you,
it was you.
It was my. The whole thing is my fault. We said on the Patreon that we'd lie to you guys about me that I dressed Kate today, and Kate dressed me because I'm like wearing like Kate's vibe, like very like colorful, and she's like wearing like my vibe, like the matching like neutral set. But I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, I guess it would be weird to lie.
It would be weird to lie, but like in theory, it was like kind of funny and gaggy.
Right, but we got to be true.
And then I also changed my hair. I went lighter, but I have like blonde streaks, and I'm back down to long. It's hitting my boobs again.
Thank God.
Brand new hair. I'm pale, which, mind you, I'm very uncomfortable with, so I'm very vulnerable being here.
That's great.
Ghostly and transparent. Like legit not transparent as a form of speech. Like you could see through me. How have you been? What have you done in the past week?
I've been good. So I've just been working on the show I'm producing with my friend. Tickets in the description below. Please come. I was taking a Pilates class and the instructor came up to me and she was like, do you know who you were sitting next to? And I was like working out next to.
Who?
And I was like, no. And it was some actress. But I was like, oh, no. And she showed me the picture of the actress. And then she goes, you've done it twice now. And I was like, what? And she's like, you've done it twice now. You've like sat next to her. But she said it like I like did something wrong.
Oh, yeah. No, that would
She's like, you've done it twice. And I was like,
what do you mean? What do you mean I sharted?
What was I supposed to do?
Did I shart? Like,
no, but like, what do you mean I've done it twice? Like, just like worked down next to her and didn't fangirl. I just.
Right. The power. Do I know who she is?
No.
So it's like, why would I give a fuck?
Right. But I was just like, I would never fangirl. I don't know. I'm never one to go up to someone and be like, I'm such a fan.
What if you were working out next to Meg?
Well,
that's a completely different story.
I don't know. I don't want to bother anyone.
Yeah, I'd probably do something after the class.
Do you fangirl ever?
No. Like, I will approach somebody like in a very friendly way.
Yeah.
But I'll never like freak out.
Right.
I don't think that's my tea.
Yeah.
I don't think that's your tea either. But I
No,
feel like
I'm
you
like
would start
so-
a conversation with her.
Maybe. I don't even know. I just never want to bother anyone or like make things weird.
Right.
So I actually just like kind of avoid it altogether.
Right.
Anytime I've seen someone a fan of, I just don't even look at them.
Okay. Tea.
What about you?
Hey. Well, I went to the salon this week. I was there for 7 hours. It
Girl,
was
that's
intense.
insane.
Thank you, Carlos Hairstylist and Yara
God.
Hair Extensions for really slaying me down. I put their Instagram in the description if you want to check them out. I am obsessed. I didn't think I wanted to be long again, but here we are, and I'm excited to take these locks to Europe. Been prepping for that mentally, physically. I've been feeling like dog shit recently. Hashtag I'm like blowing blood out of my nose.
Right.
Which is like super weird and unheard of, and I've been waking up with a headache, so I don't love that. I think it could be like an allergy thing because like the spring is happening, so it's like season changing
Yeah.
type beat. Also, like what I was gonna say is like my outfit's also giving very springtime ayahuasca guru, where like I walk you through the ceremony,
Right.
and I'm like, yes, honey, release those traumas.
Right. You
And-
haven't done ayahuasca, right?
Not that you know of.
So
Did it last week?
true.
No, I haven't. I think if I did something like that, I'd go like deeply into psychosis.
Yeah.
But I also went to Rolling Loud.
And let's get into that.
Like, let's get into
Because what
Rolling
even
Loud.
is that? It's
Rolling Loud is
Coachella?
where you roll on Molly
Right,
loudly in a
loudly.
field.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
But I didn't partake in that.
Why not?
It's actually about like rolling like a joint, like rolling loud,
Oh,
like
wow.
like you know, like loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually tea. It's not actually about Molly, but my brain goes to hard drugs.
Was everyone so high?
And hot. Yeah.
Really?
Like, I think there was a lot of like straight hot dudes there, and like that really bothered me. But there was also
Why?
like, just because I'm like, why am I horny when I'm trying to have fun?
Oh.
I'm like, why do I
right.
want everyone to actually like slap me in the face? There was also like a lot of like annoying college kids
can
that, you know, like the frat dudes that are just like insufferable.
Yeah.
And just like, they all
Fist
wear
pumping?
they all wear the same thing, and they're just like, you know that like they wouldn't care about my rights if I lived or died.
Right. No. absolutely
Right. And I love that, truly, because
Right.
they're typically the ones that are in my DMs, which is scary. But I went with Boys Lie. I went with the Boys Lie girls. Obsessed with them. They did like a collab with the Rolling Loud like merch, which is
Okay.
so cool. So they like had all their Boys Lie stuff there.
Oh my God.
And we had like a fun little private section. So we were like away from the crowd, luckily, because like the frat dudes, I couldn't be more than like 30 feet away from.
Thank God.
I needed like to be in a private section, but it got
keep it that
super
way.
like, it got super duper cold. And I think that's like the problem with LA right now. It's just like, it tricks you. I think during the day it's been so nice. And it's like, hey, guess what? I'm about to make your bones feel like they're frozen.
Do you not have a jacket?
I didn't. No, because I was sacrificing the outfit. But luckily,
Right.
they grabbed a sweatshirt for me in the merch booth.
Yeah.
And I was wearing that. And I was with Paige and Ty. And we were leaving. And I was going to go home with the Boys Lie girls because they parked there. And Paige and Ty were like, no, let's all go home together, which means like we had to Uber. So I was like, okay, like I'll stay with Paige and Ty. We go to the Uber lot. I waited in the Uber lot for an hour and a
Shut
half
up.
in the freezing. That's probably why I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like
that's
legit,
probably
like
why.
I cannot do that again. That's why I'm like, I don't even think I want to go to Coachella. I
No.
think that made me not want to go to Coachella. And like nobody in my friend group knows what the fuck is happening with Coachella. We don't have a stay.
When is it?
Like literally the weekend after I get back from Europe. So it's like,
What?
am I
It's
gonna
been
be
a year
okay?
already?
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. So April 11th is like when it starts.
What the fuck?
And it's like, I've done it a million times, and it's like, the only reason I'd go is for Gaga. I know she's gonna tour with this
Right.
album.
Right. Yes.
So it's like, maybe I'll last minute do my big one, but like,
I cannot imagine.
I just don't know. Like, I legit just don't know. Like, I'm thinking of festivals, and I'm really thinking of how cold it was last year. And like, it's just with festival season coming up, like, I feel like I'm always so obligated to, as a social person.
Well, if you're getting free shit and it's networking, like, of course.
Of course, the networking part I feel like is important to me, but I
Yeah.
feel like as like a social figure of sorts, like I have a responsibility to like go to these places and like post these places because it's like expected out of us. And it's like, if I don't have the coolest house and the best pass, and it's like, obviously that's materialistic as fuck, but that's kind of what I was like raised on.
Yeah, it's like probably a
doing.
lot of pressure.
It feels like a lot of pressure, and
Yeah.
I think like societally too, like Coachella can be very like who's who as far as like if you don't have like the artist pass, I feel like legit people will look you up and down.
Yeah, I
and
bet.
it's like so weird. Like it's super.
Yeah.
Like the construct of Coachella culture is not about like having a good time anymore.
No,
at
yeah.
least it's like who you there with, where are you staying with, what parties are you going to, what kind of pass do you have, and it like.
Yeah.
I feel like living up to that expectation is so hard, and I think this is the first year where I'm like, it's like literally Gaga performing, and I'm like, I don't even know.
You should
if
just
I
go to
have
her
that in me.
concert, one-on-one.
Right, or if there's a way that like I'd somehow last minute get in for free, I'd go.
Yeah.
Like the price of it, like without like a brand like taking me is like.
I can't even imagine.
It's not cute.
I can't even imagine.
It's not cute, but yeah, it was fun. Like ultimately. Rolling Loud was fun, but I think the Uber lot thing just did something for me.
I can't do it. I can't do that. Absolutely not. But my Rolling Loud experience, I don't have one, but I have one similar because you were talking about smoking a lot of weed at a concert. And when I was about 16, I went to a Lil Wayne concert and everyone was getting really high. I hadn't participated in the ganja yet, but I show up and he was on stage for 45 minutes and that was kind of crazy, but he was great for those 45 minutes. But me and my friends started talking to these guys behind us and they were inhaling and we were thinking about it. And then they asked how old we were and we said 18 and we lied, but I don't think they believed us. But, that was my Rolling Loud experience, similar. So you're welcome. But
Legit obsessed.
that same venue, I went to another concert, and this was when I was like younger and really against drinking. And this guy was drinking beer, and he was getting really drunk, and it was stressing me out. And I started staring at his beer, and it fell out of his hand.
No,
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, you're like
That was on some Matilda shit. But like, I don't know. Sometimes I do think I have powers of some sort. Have you ever thought that about me? Like, have you ever had a dream about something and you're like, and it happened? Okay, you're fighting for your life right now.
I don't know why.
And look at her now. She's
So,
back.
I also feel like I low-key have powers. One time I did a Reiki energy class, and I focused on someone's foot while they were like laying down.
Yeah.
Like we were like all like not pretending, but like we were all like giving healing energy to this man, and I was like staring at his foot.
And his foot
And
fell
his foot,
off.
yes,
Right.
yeah. His foot actually went, and then it fell off. His foot started like twitching.
That's crazy.
Wait, we have powers.
Wait.
No, because
no,
actually I'm
literally.
legit saying. You guys, I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode, but if you could like, comment, subscribe, and ring the little notification bell, it would help our channel grow algorithmically here on YouTube and push our channel out to more like-minded people like you, so we would really, really appreciate it. But I love that Rolling Loud experience. How old actually were you?
I was 16, but we like tried to tell the guys behind us that we were 18.
And how old were those guys?
Like 25.
Unfortunately, I feel like...
But they were like, no mas, which was cool.
That's
And the
good.
bare minimum, but... Right.
But in Miami, it'd be different.
Oh my good
Hello.
God. I'm never
you know
going
about the
back there.
Miami. Hey, if you're not 15, we're not letting you in.
No, if you're not 15, I didn't really know how to finish that.
No,
but
at all, because it's like giving pressuring to use a condom.
no, I literally never want to go back to Miami again after my last experience.
Please
there.
don't. I'm like, I was actually deeply concerned for a second. I was like, wait, are you going to Miami
I know.
twice this month? I'm like,
That
girl,
was insane.
stand up.
It was too much.
No, literally, girl, stand up.
Yeah, stand
a
up.
show. A stand-up
Oh.
show. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Wait,
Bree just gave Trevi fruits. Bree always has the fruits. One time I was like, I'm hungry, and she gave me an entire box of pineapple, and I ate the whole thing, and I felt low-key bad. Because she was like, yeah, you were actually supposed to only eat a few of those. And I said, sorry. You probably got contact high from Rolling Loud.
It was outside.
Right, but still.
No, I didn't get contact high. I got high.
You got high.
I smoked a J.
Right.
I literally, and I know I've maybe said this, but I cannot stand weed. Like, the way that weed made me feel, it was like I was like skipping time and like going like time wasn't, I wasn't experiencing time like linearly.
I love that.
Linearly.
Yeah.
like it would feel like I'd like jump like 2 seconds ahead and then go like a second back. Like my brain felt like super scrambled. Everything seemed like super 8-bit. And it's the reason why I like developed that like dissociative disorder.
Right.
Because I remember the next day after I tried it, my life was never the same again. And I like found this whole online community, like dpselfhelp.com, of like all these people who like smoked weed and had a panic attack on weed and like developed this like dissociative like state. And it helped me so much knowing that like there was other people like that out there. But God, oh God, like I was dumb enough to like like in my alcoholism like smoke it several other times.
Right.
Hate it every single time. Me thinking that it's going to change.
That's so alcoholic of
That's so alcoholic of me. Because God, I prayed that I was able to smoke weed.
Right.
People were always like, oh yeah, when I get hungover, I just smoke a fat joint and eat a hamburger.
Yeah. And you're like,
everything's fine. I'm like, meanwhile, I'm getting IVs in my house and chugging vodka while it's happening. Wow. Mind you.
I didn't know you joined like a whole group. What do you mean it was never the same? Like still to this day, you're not the same? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's like, it helps with the SSRIs, and I'm like, it gets better with age, but like the less, when I don't sleep well, and when I say I have like anxiety, like that one episode that I thought I was like gonna turn around the car, it was because I was like legit like in the Uber, like feeling like I was like out of my own body.
Oh my God. Stay away from the weed.
I'm not a huge weed fan. I'll say that.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm grateful that that didn't happen to me.
I'm so happy your weed phase is over.
Girl, I just love that like weed would make a rice cake taste like fucking flan, you know? Like it was so enjoyable and I was so happy. Like I actually couldn't stop smiling. My cheeks would hurt. Wait, take me back.
Wait, smoke.
No, literally food tasted so bad for a while after I stopped doing that. But then, you know.
Shame what I mean.
It made food taste good? Really?
Made everything better.
Wait, so true. So true.
Yeah, I would like love eating pasta or like pizza.
Oh my God. With Thousand Island dressing. I love that
No,
pasta.
more so like sriracha.
Oh.
Because you know I hate ketchup.
Right.
Did you know that?
I did know that.
Okay,
but Thousand Island dressing isn't ketchup. That's why
ketchup and ranch.
No, it's
Or it's
not.
ketchup and mayonnaise together.
Is it really?
Yes. It's ketchup and mayonnaise.
Wait, this is insane to me. Okay, in that same vein, did you know that allegedly, so I use Head and Shoulders for shampoo.
Knees and toes.
Knees and toes. I use Head and Shoulders.
For what?
Allegedly, for my hair. But my hairstylist told me today that allegedly, if you use Head and Shoulders, your hair gets addicted to it. So it looks really good, but then once you stop doing it, your hair starts freaking out and there's dandruff and oil up the wazoo. And I had this is all alleged. But isn't that crazy? It's scary.
Yeah, I know some of these drugstore shampoos are like really good, but every time I've used Head and Shoulders, I'm getting on my knees and toes,
I'm gonna say that again.
It would always make my hair look like really good for a day, and then it would just be like super fucked up. So, yeah, we'll go on a little shampoo journey.
I'm on a hair journey right now.
No, and I think we're like almost at the finish line.
Right?
Yeah, like not kidding at all. So, Kate and I thought it would be funny if we talked about stories that have happened to us, like within a rideshare app, like an Uber or a Lyft. This can be specific with, you know, a group of friends you were with or an interaction with the driver. Personally, I have two.
Okay.
Would you like me to start?
Please.
So one time I was leaving a hair appointment and I was calling an Uber, as I do, because I don't know how to steer a wheel to save my life. And I was leaving the hair appointment. I get in an Uber and I looked hot because I just got my hair done. But like I got in the car and like he was super smiley, super nice, and was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Wait, stop talking." And I normally love to like, wait, that was crazy.
Wait, no, I hate talking.
He just like looked in the rearview mirror and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Okay, like, what's up?" And like I do love to talk to a driver sometimes, but like I don't think I was in the mood that day at all. And I like looking in the rearview mirror, like not even. I don't know. It was just like weird because I knew he was like smiley, and I just get like, I get a feeling. I think we all get a feeling when we know that someone's about to like hit on us.
Oh, I was giving that. Okay.
And he just starts asking me where I'm from, like all these questions, and like it was very apparent that I didn't want to answer them. And then it immediately translated to, "You smell really good." because like I was wearing a perfume and I got in his car, so obviously he could do that. I think this is like last Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day, and we're driving, and I think it was like in a couple of days, and he was like, "So do you have a Valentine?" And I was just like,
you were like, you.
And I knew it was like a 30-minute drive too, so I was like stuck in this car. It was a Tesla.
God, that's so inappropriate.
I'll never forget it. And I was like in a Tesla in traffic, and he's just talking to me. And like I said, I'm fine for a conversation, but when I know that it's like an inappropriate conversation that I don't really want to have, I'm not going to engage with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I don't have a Valentine. I should have just been like, yeah, obviously, but I just think I was just saying the quickest words that would come out of my mouth. And then there was like 5 minutes of silence. Mm-hmm. He goes, "Can I be your Valentine?"
Oh my
and
God,
I'm like,
that's
are
insane.
We absolutely are we losing our minds? Like,
right.
You're getting paid. Like, you're working right now.
Right. It's so inappropriate.
I am the client. I'm like, what the do you mean?
Also, you're so blatantly not wanting to answer the questions.
I'm like so uncomfortable in the backseat. And it's so unfortunate because I feel like men thrive off that, which is so weird. Like, I don't understand why you keep going after someone who is visibly uncomfortable. I'll never understand that. And I just laughed. I was obviously uncomfortable. I didn't want to say no because it's like, what, you going to do? Turn the car and fucking take me to Woodland Hills and bash my face in concrete? Hello. Like, I don't want that. Like,
wait, yeah, no,
you're
I don't want that either.
Steering wheel. You and Elon are in control of me right now. And that's a terrifying thought.
Ain't that scary?
And I was like, ha. And then he asked me again 5 minutes later. I'm like,
oh my God.
And I was like, oh no, I love being single. I normally will pull the lesbian card, which I think that started happening after because I was like looking up like what do I say like to men.
That doesn't work because then they're like, give me a threesome.
Yeah, I want a threesome.
Yeah.
Like, shut the up. Yeah. And then we get home and we get home. We get to our home. Yeah, he's my neighbor. He actually lives with me. He like looks in the back and I'm like trying to get out. I'm like, about to get out. And he asks me for a fucking kiss.
Shut up.
He asked me for a fucking kiss. And I go, so that's crazy. I'm like, shut up.
That's the most insane
actually
thing
an
I've
insane
ever
thing.
heard.
And I reported him immediately.
Good.
And I was like, this guy is a danger to women. Obviously, I'm missing details. I think this is like a year or two ago. I think it was last year. But it was so fucking weird. It was like, I was so uncomfortable. I can only imagine how many other women he does this to, especially around like Valentine's Day. I'm like, that was so weird. Like, it was just so uncomfortable.
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
a kiss?
Like, what do you're contracted.
Right.
Now. I'm paying you money. You're contracted through Uber to work.
Yeah.
And you're just violating all of that policy. Wow. And they like refunded me everything and like
least they could do.
But it's like, how about a lawsuit?
Right.
And how about all of us come forward? Because that's not the first time I've had an experience.
Really?
Oh, no, God, no. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But, I'm not saying to what specific platform it was on, Uber or Lyft, but it was on one of them. And it was, not
ideal.
It's not ideal, but it's also like, it's not their fault. It's these people's fault.
Yeah.
But, I really wish sometimes they'd like thoroughly interview each person and like really be like, hey, I think there's a couple screws loose.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't be driving strangers around.
Yeah.
And women. I think Lyft now has a woman-only feature where women get matched with women drivers.
Oh, cute.
Which is kind of tea.
Yeah. I love that.
But yeah, do you have any?
Yeah. So this was one where actually I was the problem.
Typically love that.
So, guys, in high school, background, I crashed out over this man named Jason Smith.
Was that his name?
No.
Of
course. But like we like made out once and I was like obsessed. I feel like there's 4 men in my life that I've been so psych ward level obsessed with, and he was definitely one of them. And anyways, it bled into my freshman year of college. So obviously I was still yearning for him. So I was like, I really feel like he was the one for me. We lived close to each other. I would often walk by his house. And I might cut that out. That makes me sound like a stalker.
Right.
But
speaking of, no, I'm kidding.
Right. But one night I was like so drunk at a party, obviously, my freshman year of college. And I was just like yearning for him a lot that day. One of those like drunk moments where I was like going around and asking people out. I was like seeking out advice. And then anyways, I get in an Uber with my friend and she's in the front seat. I'm like laying down in the back seat crying over Jason Smith.
Oh, poor Jason.
And I literally,
poor you.
and yeah, poor me. And I asked the Uber driver if his name was Jason Smith because I was like that drunk at that point. And he was like, no. So that's my Uber story.
Kate.
And then another, I was like,
well,
are
what
you
happened to
Jason
Jacob Smith? Now I'm just curious.
3 years later, I went to a New Year's party at his house, my like junior year of college, and this girl was sitting on his lap, and I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of tea."
No, because wait, I'm horny.
No, because I was like, "I'm letting you go.
Right.
I'm letting us go." He hadn't talked to me in 3 years.
Way.
He literally hadn't talked to me in 3 years.
Were you still crashing out? I think I could.
No.
Can I? Do you think I'd be able to guess the 4 people you've been psycho obsessed with?
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Grease.
Yes.
Comedian.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes. Yes. How'd you know?
because I know you. You're my bestie. Come on.
No, because like.
Wait, can you guess mine?
Yeah. The 4. Is it 4?
I'll let you have 4. Yeah.
First is the one you lost your virginity to.
Yeah.
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 The second is hockey player in New York. You didn't
No,
crash
I mean
out.
not like psycho level.
Okay. The second is Sanpan,
Yes.
the San Diego man who.
Can't believe I relapsed on texting him.
And you're allowed to, and that's valid.
I said that on the Patreon last week, and
Y'all are getting the exclusive.
and I did that last week where I texted someone I probably shouldn't have texted.
And you're literally allowed to do that.
I am allowed to do that.
Finance.
I crashed out over finance.
You crashed out
over finance, yeah.
And wait, why do you only have 3?
Low key.
I'm kind of mad.
There's one more.
Who? Wait, was
we
it
referenced
recent?
him a lot in early pod days.
33.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you did crash out over him.
I did crash out over him.
But you notice how we crash out over people we never actually date? And that's the tea.
And that's the tea.
Because we don't get to know them.
Yeah.
And if we did,
if we did,
running.
maybe that's why we go insane, because we like create versions of them in our head.
Always.
That are
Literally
like
always.
perfect and like, why don't you love me?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really think I only have like 3. I don't think I was like insane over like 33-year-old guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first, yeah. Sandpan.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out. Honey, I'm trying to move on.
Girl, it's so hard too. And it's so stressful because then you see, like, obviously on TikTok, once you're crashing out over a man, every video is about crashing out.
Oh, or like my
Yeah.
tarot cards. It's like he's
Right.
actually thinking about
He's
you
thinking
right
about
now.
you. And, like, of course he is, but the actions aren't aligning.
Yeah.
So I'm over this.
1000%. I think
Yeah.
like I'm so with those videos because like when I was still doing ketamine and I was like so spiritual, like because I was like hallucinating. I like thought I was like a guru, mind you.
You were.
Mind you.
Mind you.
I would like believe that like everything was a sign. So like anytime like something would pop up on my FYP, like when I was like doing ketamine,
Right.
I would like it would be like and share to interact with this video.
Use
and, like,
this sound.
And use this sound, and I was like doing it.
No.
Right. So now it's like
Moving
I
silence,
feel like I'm
girl.
still. I feel like I'm still bearing the like. I feel like I'm still dealing with like the repercussions of like me liking and sharing tarot videos
Right.
from when I was on ketamine, and they're coming back to haunt me.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And it's also the worst when they're like, you're young, like, don't waste your life. And I'm like, I don't want to be thinking about this person. Like, I'll do anything to stop. But unfortunately, I can't do substances. So I just got my brain.
Right.
I got my brain in this
Unfortunately.
podcast.
Exactly.
So sorry.
And then another time I was in an Uber and one of my drunk friends was like dancing to music out the window and like almost fell out of the car.
Oh my God,
and I was like,
scary.
girl, get in the car. And then she threw up all over the car and I had to pay like the
$150.
$150 fee. And he was so fucking pissed. And I was like,
Oh,
girl,
yeah, of
I didn't fucking
course.
throw up. I'm the sober one right now. And I was like surprisingly like sober back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I don't know how I was, but
I've done that. I threw up on myself in an Uber.
150.
So much
Cough
money.
it up. It's probably
yeah.
like 250 now. Inflation. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to get into this segment called Off Our Chest, where we either rant about something negative or rave about something positive that happened to us this week. All right, so my Off My Chest is super annoying because I feel like I just talked about this, but my esophagus issue that I was dealing with, where I like literally had to go to the ER and take like steroids and medications and pain medication, and it like went away, but I think I jumped back into eating regular foods and like spicy foods like way too quick. Like I should have gave it another week to heal. It's coming back right now, and I leave for Europe in 6 days, 5 days. Mind you, I haven't shopped for it, so I'm
Girl,
super...
I feel like you don't need to.
Really?
You got great fits.
I just keep pulling shit that I like randomly keep finding, and it's like I don't want to wear an episode, or I don't want to wear an outfit that I've worn on the pod. Like I want to like fresh, new, like fun, like long dresses.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
You know what I'm saying? Like flowy. So I think that's like my two things. Like I haven't fucking packed. I'm freaking out about Coachella. And like 3, like why didn't I give myself like, babe, put the sriracha down.
No,
Like put the sriracha down. I it's like the only thing that really helps me like spice up like bland like foods. Like I feel like it really helps me like eat more. And like I feel like that's super important with like just making sure I get enough nutrients, but I eat way more when I have like my sriracha, and it's like now I'm flaring up again. And when I like was drinking this Red Bull, which I also shouldn't be drinking, it was like hurting again. I don't know. Blew my nose this morning, blood came out. Something's
going
wrong.
on?
I don't know, but it's like I never come on here with like a health concern, and I don't love that. I feel like that's your thing.
I know, literally. Rash gate. Because literally I have another one, but I'm too embarrassed to even say it on this podcast.
Really? You just did.
Thanks. No, but I got like a different steroid cream, and it's been helping a little bit, but...
Hey, but if we're not honest with them, who's gonna be?
Girl, I'm sorry.
But yeah,
It's the changing of seasons, I'm telling you.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Remember when I was saying that when I was switching to, I would say that every episode when it was switching, I think from summer to fall or fall to winter, I was like talking about my depression, like every episode. And I was like, but you know what? The seasons are changing.
Right.
I literally kept saying that over and over again. And I thought it was so, so funny.
Right.
This is Asher.
Hi.
Hey, Ash.
No, you're good. I'm Trevi. Nice to meet you.
I've heard so much.
Yeah. Really?
Oh my God.
Wait, we're a fan.
I'm a fan of you.
Okay,
Guys, Asher just pulled up.
mind you.
Mind you, a man isn't here right now. I don't feel safe. Full transparency, guys. A man just walked in here and I felt really uneasy.
Yeah, wait,
I really didn't like that. He was so nice.
He was so nice. I don't think we've ever had a man in this room.
Wait, like literally, that was crazy.
Like the energy.
Is everyone okay?
No,
like,
wait,
I'm
Brie,
not.
are you okay?
He like works here. He's literally so nice. We are not talking about him,
No,
but
no,
just
no.
a man presence was like kind of crazy.
It was like the
It
Stranger
shifted-
Things, like
yeah.
the upside down. Oh my God, you're off your chest.
Wait, that is my off my chest.
All right, you guys, I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode again, but we have another brand new bonus episode dropped live on our Patreon, and it is honestly, okay, I think it's our funniest one yet.
It's so good.
Like, it is actually legit hilarious. So go ahead and over there to patreon.com/6feetabove. We are a self-funded podcast, so we would really, really appreciate your support, and we love you. Back to the episode.
What can we ever have a male guest? Like actually, after that,
We've never had a male
we need
guest.
to talk about it. I have an off my chest after, but let's talk about this male moment because we're on a roll.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was thinking about it, and like we love our guests, and we've obviously reached out to a lot of people, and by that I mean I have from the 6 Feet Above account.
Hey.
Stop ghosting me. But it's really scary having guests, and I can't imagine having a man. Like, what man would sit on this couch?
I could think of a lot.
Name one. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know, but I just know that people find us hot. So I'm like, I feel like there could be a reason. Like, I feel like sometimes like maybe a male guest would be here for like the wrong reasons.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, like
we
maybe
are sexy.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
incredibly, and maybe that's why like we've never had a male guest on here, a straight male guest. We haven't even had a gay male guest.
I
on
know.
either.
We're like that scared.
We are like that scared. So it's like maybe we'll like start with the gays.
Yeah, work our way up
and work our way up.
Work our way down.
Work our way down.
Right.
We'll have more. Yeah.
I had this guy reach out and he asked us to like come on his podcast, and he's like literally hot and nice, but I got too scared because it was like two straight men, and I'm like, what if they try to like big us and like talk down to? I'm just so scared.
I feel like I'm so good in those situations.
You are. I would just like hide behind you.
I would just like
Be like,
absolutely.
excuse me. Yeah.
I would puff up like a cobra snake.
Right.
I, for some reason, in those situations,
You're good at that?
Like, you want to see a puffed up ego?
Right.
Goodbye.
Okay.
And I'd
so
be
yeah,
disgusting. It would be ugly.
maybe we should do it. Well, yeah. I feel like when I get mad, I kind of shut down. Or if they were like coming for you or me, I get so protective that I'm scared I'd get violent.
Yeah, it's like, don't come for me. Come
So
on
I'm
me.
just like beating these guys up, right? On the podcast.
No, come
like,
on me on the podcast.
Right. So I don't know. It's really scary. But you know what? Do you think people book podcast guests to like have intercourse with them?
Hey, so what's your off your chest?
I know. Like, would you book someone in the hopes of sleeping with them?
I mean, like maybe like later down the line. Like I don't think it's like episode wrapped. Like whip your dick out.
Why not?
No, it's like literally me in the studio right now. Not
Yeah.
kidding. I wonder if someone's had like sex in this building, like
Brie?
secretly.
Right. Whoa.
Wait, whoa. Yeah, so I don't think. Maybe we should have him on. Maybe we should meet him. Take him to dinner. Interview them.
What guy? Oh, just men. I'm like, oh.
The person who reached out.
Oh. I don't know. I'm scared. Yeah, I know. And he was like low key kind of cute.
Was he? Well, we could do like a 2-man.
Well, yeah. He asked for a pod swap.
Well-
so like me go.
Me,
Yo,
we
I
cannot
can't.
speak today.
Me go on his pod. Me and you go on their podcast, and then they come on ours.
So I like going on theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they don't come on ours.
Could we even have two people on the podcast? Is that allowed?
Nope.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think that that's allowed. I feel
Yeah.
like for certain people there would be an exception. I think 4 people on this podcast.
And 2 straight men? Yo.
I'd have to warm up to that. You can't just be like, okay, so here's not only a man, he's not gay, and actually there's 2 of them.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
would be crazy. And then I'd like, what? Bend over?
That's the only thing
That's
you
the
can do.
only thing I can
Yeah.
do. It's the only way they perceive.
Yeah.
Do you have an off your chest?
I do. I don't know, like, what's been going on with me. I thought it was like my PMDD, because I don't think I have PMDD, but I also do sometimes, because right before my period, it's like premenstrual something disorder where you get really pissed off. But I've been like, I don't know, my angry feelings come out of nowhere lately. Yeah. Why are you agreeing like that?
Because our phone call before this.
Okay, but like, yeah, like we had a phone call before this, and when I don't feel like talking, usually like we talk about how my social battery just, when it dies, and I just look pissed off. You know, I'm good at not being a total bitch when my social battery dies, I think.
Yeah, you're great.
Yeah, you're right. But
At
I
least to me.
don't know, lately when it dies, I'm like, don't even look at me. And if you look at me, I'm going to get pissed.
Love.
No, it's like, no, I don't like it. Like when I'll shut down, I'll just be like, I'm like growling. And
Who
I'm
have
like,
you done it to?
I mean, obviously like Harper Rose is like, Jesus, Kate. Like when I'm like,
No, it's this.
Jesus.
Oh.
When it dies, it dies, and I'm getting snappy and mad, and my patience is running thin. And I don't like that. I don't want to be like that, but honestly, I hate to say it, it might be something about the open mics.
So the season's changing.
It's the season's changing. It's me going to these open mics with all these men yapping, and then I'm just like, I don't have time to talk to you after, because I'm pissed off because you just like spent the whole mic defending pedophilia that was
Ew.
really happened the other day at a mic. So love that. But I think my patience is wearing thin.
Yeah.
And maybe it is stand up. But I don't know. I'm just like, when I'm annoyed or my social battery dies, I'm like, shut the f up and don't even look at me.
Remember, anger is hurt's bodyguard.
So I'm just hurt.
You're just
No.
hurt. See, it doesn't apply to everything. And we
Yeah,
had
maybe-
that argument. We had that
We
argument.
did, and
in
I
an
said,
episode.
"No, you're wrong."
And she goes, "No, every time you're angry, it's
You're
because you're
sad.
low key hurt." And I'm like,
Maybe I am
don't
low key hurt.
By who? Oh,
Wait,
I'm horny.
Wait.
no, we had a phone call before this, and like we have just like had an insane day today, and we had
Yeah.
to like do things a little bit differently. We're here a lot earlier than what we normally. We are here a lot earlier than when we normally shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So we are just like a little bit on a different schedule today. But
Mm-hmm.
I called her before, and I was like, hey, so we still need a couple more topics for this episode. And what did you do?
Well, there was a long pause, and I was like, I actually don't feel like talking on the phone right now.
And I go, okay,
oh my
so
God, that was crazy.
So that's a boundary. So that's a boundary. And we don't ever speak to each other like that. But honestly, I just when you get like that, like I tried to push you for a second, and I go, so you don't want to like bounce off? We shoot in 10 minutes, mind you. I'm in the Uber. I'm running 10 minutes late. I go, she's at the studio. You're on the couch. I'm like, you don't want to just spitball ideas? She goes, so I actually don't.
Yeah,
I actually don't feel like talking about that right now.
That's crazy.
And then I
owe you an amends.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
It's fine. I've probably done that to you, but like
You haven't, but
definitely
it's fine.
have. Jesus. But
Yeah.
I paused for a second
Right.
and I was thinking,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Hello."
Yeah.
And I go, "Hi." and yeah, I just go, you know what? That's a boundary. And I
Right.
go, I'll add some things to the note. You add some things to the note.
Yeah. I think I've just been like an angry girl lately.
That's okay.
I think, and I hate to say it, I haven't been like putting my sobriety first, if you will. Like I haven't
I mean,
been,
same.
Right?
I mean, never.
I think like I'm allowed to be angry sometimes.
Yes. What do you think you're putting first?
Just like the career stuff but like
I have a bone to pick with that concept.
I have a bone to pick too because I feel like I love being sober and the sober people around me, but sometimes they make me feel like if I don't put sobriety first in that
You
sense,
can say it.
right? I'm like,
You're still sober, sister.
if I don't, work a 12-step program diligently every day, put it first, then I'm going to like die and I'm a horrible person. Like the other day I had a conversation with a girl who's, I like don't want to sound like I'm talking down on 12 step.
Just do it.
So I had a conversation with a girl that is sober, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, like I haven't been doing a lot of the sobriety stuff lately, and I am like happy. And she was like, call me when you're not or she was like, okay, well, call me when you're suicidal. And I was like,
that's why, I'm sorry, can I jump in real quick? And I know that you...
No, I love it.
I know
it saved my life.
it.
I love it. I'm not talking down on it. There are just some aspects that I don't love.
May I?
Please.
May I on it for 2 seconds?
Yes, you're absolutely allowed.
I am a big believer in that there's multiple ways in getting sober.
Absolutely.
And my favorite way is moderation. No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
Moderation therapy is the way. But I think meetings are super important, especially in the beginning of your sobriety. Like, I think that helped boots. But, like, it's not that the actual programs themselves bother me.
No.
I think that, having a spiritual, like, purpose and stuff like that, and it has such, like, a beautiful concept behind it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's the same as religion, where it's like, I don't necessarily, like, hate the religion. But I don't really love the people that come out of it. And it's like someone like it's not about putting your sobriety first. The whole point is putting your life first.
Right.
And it's like you chose life, Kate. Like you chose life, I chose life.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So it's like we all know that our purpose in life is like, I know my purpose is to become like a fucking pop star or an inspirational, sort of figure that can help a lot of people, whether that's through music or whether that's through our podcast or whether that's through like public speaking. And same for you.
Yeah.
On a same level, different shit,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's stand up or whether it's the podcast.
Right.
Vice versa. And like that's a passion for us. And that's like a huge part of our life. So it's like by choosing your career and putting your career first, you are still choosing life first.
Yeah.
And I feel like me and you are so close in this thing that like in this thing we call life.
Right.
That like you would call me if you had those feelings. I would call you.
Yeah.
I feel like we're each other's indirect sponsors.
Yeah.
Like if I genuinely had a feeling I was going to pick up a bottle.
Oh yeah.
Or like I would call
I do
someone.
not. Yeah, I do not. Feel
And
that
it's
way at
like
all.
for someone that you barely know to look at you and say, call me when you're suicidal is crazy.
I really didn't like that.
That
and
was I'm so sorry that
yeah,
someone said that.
I hate when people like talk down
That's
on
an off
me.
your chest.
Yeah, honestly. I really don't like when they talk down on me. I don't like when they make me feel like a bad person for not doing certain things. And like, I fucking love my life and like I owe my life, like so much of it to that. But at the same time, yeah, some people in it like are not as spiritual as they say they are, and then they like put you down and make you feel like a actual garbage rat if you're not doing the things that they think you should do.
Yeah. What do they say? There's no hate like Christian love. There's no hate like AA love.
Yo, that's the craziest thing I've ever said. I'm gonna be banned.
No,
nobody's listening. That's in the program.
Also, like, you're allowed to have opinions. I'm allowed
to have opinions on it, and
also,
I love it.
Yeah, you're not shitting on. I am.
Right. I love it, but there's some people.
Yeah.
But that's with like everything in life, you know. There's people in groups.
There's people that just suck. That's just life.
So true. So true.
But it's sad too, because it's like there could have been a rockin' community of like sober people that I could be surrounded by, but it's like I chose to leave because I genuinely couldn't stand the people, and I felt like I was going to drink if I continued to go. Like in all God honesty.
And it's great you left.
And as with things like this podcast, I've proven myself that I can be consistent at something. Mm-hmm. So if I genuinely felt like I belonged there, I would consistently be going. I proved to myself in sobriety that I'm able to be consistent with things, whether that's with this or whether that's with making my album, vice versa. Like that was a huge thing when I was drinking. I was never able to be consistent at something. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing that a lot of people experience with addiction. But yeah, I think it's people just ruin things.
I agree.
Typically.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, there's kind of creepy men in AA too. Like,
girl,
low-key.
don't get me started on
one
that.
One of them texted me.
Who? The guy that...
No.
Wait, he unsent it.
Yeah, I don't know what he said.
Girl.
This one that always used to like hit on me or like be like really flirty. And I remember one time me and you and the girls at the Sober Living were going to a meeting. Mm-hmm. And we took separate elevators because you know the New York elevators. Yeah. They're like tiny. And I ended up in an elevator with him. He says something to me, looks me up and down and like winks at me and like does like one of those like chin things where he's like, and mind you, he is hot.
Right. At least he's hot.
At least he's hot, but like still like there's so many like ones that are way less hot and way more forward.
Yeah.
And it's like thank God there was like women's meetings.
Right.
And thank God there was like women's sober livings. And thank God I was accepted into those spaces. Mm-hmm. Because like as we know, if I ended up in like a men's space,
absolutely
I would have like been genuinely fearful for my life.
That would have been horrible.
Like I genuinely think about this is up to say, but think about it like now. So it's like, say I was like in Texas or something, I got sober in Texas. Mm-hmm. Like, do you think that today I could potentially really not be accepted into some of these sober livings?
Oh my God.
Because even back then when it was like still, everyone was still kind of like pro trans, like we've lost a lot of soldiers.
Yeah, we have.
In the past 5 years. I mean, just with the talk of the town, like just politics in general, we've lost a lot of supporters. And you know what? I give a fuck, but at the same time, I really like don't care about you that like try to like shit on like the way I live because it's like this is my life. But I remember calling some of these sober living places like back then even, and they'd be like, "Yeah, no,
it's insane."
Like it's. And I remember one of them. I will never forget this. One of the sober livings I called said, she can only do it if she got the vagina surgery.
Are you kidding?
The vagina surgery. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
What the
Isn't that nuts? I'm like, wait, that's
insane.
How does that literally like make a difference? Like,
exactly.
I'd still be trans.
Makes no like what are you talking about?
I guess it's like I understand where they were coming from to like they don't know what I was capable of. They didn't know what they didn't know me,
God.
but it's like
that's horrendous.
It always rubbed me the wrong way. And I will always forever be so grateful to the sober living in New York that took me in. You guys treated me like family.
Period. As it should be.
Yeah. Okay, so why does everyone think I'm sloshed again?
Okay, because are you on Xanax or not?
Okay,
be honest.
100 million milligrams.com. I was trying to watch back, like, was it the last episode or the episode before? But like, we got one singular comment, and
It's always the one comment.
It's always the one comment, and then Kate was literally like, "Everyone's saying this."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Girl, it was one comment." But
You're making me sound like a horrible friend.
No. You'll go on the Patreon, you'll see what I'm talking about. But,
Yeah.
I got a comment on the last episode that's like, "Why does Trevi talk like that? Why does she talk so slow? It's like she's on Xanax. Is she? Question mark or something along those lines." And someone responded, they're like, "It's just the LA Valley girl accent that like
You don't have one.
I
though.
don't think I have one." But then I like looked
Girl.
back and I feel like I talk way slower than you. And then I was like, "Wait, am I sloshed?"
I feel like I talk fast, but also everyone's used to like the 2x speed on TikTok, their
Totally.
attention span. So like if you take a breath in between a word, they're like, "Oh my God, get to the point." Like
Get
it's crazy.
to the point.
Because everyone's speeding up TikToks, they cannot handle a gal that breathes.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Mind you.
Mind you.
And it's like, if you need to watch this in 1.25, like, do it. But, like, you're making me think that, like, I'm getting drugged.
Isn't it crazy how one comment can do that to you?
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "I love you, Trevi and Kate. Like,
Yeah,
you saved my fucking sobriety or something."
And you're like, why don't I just relapse now?
No, why don't I literally just go do Xanax? Because that one comment hurt me. And I'm like, literally,
Oh, I didn't know it hurt you.
it freaks me out. It freaks
Why?
me out. Like, the thought of, like, people, like, one of my biggest fears is feeling like everyone, one of my biggest fears is like everyone believing in like a rumor about me that isn't true. Or like everyone thinks something about me that isn't true. And like the more you defend yourself about it, the more suspicious it like seems. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I
Like,
can't even imagine.
That is a nightmare. Like, I couldn't even imagine. Like, imagine if I was like out and someone like gave me their drink to like fix their skirt or something, and someone like took a picture with me, or like somehow there was something that got posted to the internet of me holding like a bottle of vodka or something. And no, but I'm saying, like, imagine if I was holding someone's like drink or like bottle or something while they were like doing something with their hands.
Right.
And then everyone thinks I'm drunk. And then I'm like, not like that. And especially when it comes to my sobriety, because I made a vow to myself that like the internet held me, like being public about my sobriety on the internet held me so accountable. Because if I never made a video about going to rehab and I never made it like a public thing, like I would have never been clocked about it. Like every time I'd relapse, people would like know in the comments like, "Oh, it looks like she's drinking again." And that would always be like, I can't hide that. I can't like pretend and just sweep it under the rug.
Okay, so it's giving traumas coming back up.
Yeah, I just think that like that is such a sensitive thing for me when like I worked so hard to get to this point in my life where I'm like legit gonna be 4 years in August, and it's like, by the way, crazy.
Wow, yeah, that is
like
crazy.
noits.
4 years.
4 days. No, because I was sloshed last week.
Right.
But yeah, I think that hits me.
I know, it's so scary because like as you get bigger, I feel like
Excuse me? I thought I was looking quite slim lately.
As you enlarge in your platform, I feel like, isn't that like inevitable, these rumors? Wait, am I making things worse?
Wait, no, you're saying the fame.
But you're like already incredibly famous, but as you get more famous, I feel like people are going to be spreading rumors about you. So this is a good pre-game.
Oh, so you're saying we're like going on an arena tour?
Yeah. Well, I want to do a live show with you, girl.
I know.
Would you guys be down? Let us know.
But like, I think we should do a New York and an LA show, 2 of them.
Yes.
Die.
We just came to a revelation. Our producer,
Bree.
and by that I mean our producer, was like, Trevi, the reason that people might think you talk slow is Trevi really thinks before she talks, and a lot of y'all could take notes because and including myself.
No, you're perfect.
But you never want to like offend anyone, and hashtag you have Reddit trauma. So like you just don't want to have that happen again. So you're very maniacal and methodical.
Yes, I agree with that. But like, look at me doing that again.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
doing it again. I'm like thinking while I use filler words. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I agree with that. And also, yes, and also
in the sense that
yeah, I think thinking before you speak is a crazy concept, and most of you bitches never heard about it. I'm sorry for that first draft, by the way.
Oh, that's crazy. I hate that.
So insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides me being on Xanax, I'm perfect.
And I agree. And maybe I should talk slower.
Right.
Right.
Make this shit an hour and a half.
Hello.
Have we ever talked about like after parties or like staying? Have you ever been at a party where you're like staying there to the very last minute And then you like get to the point where like you're just looking around and it's like you're just like another body in the room. And it's just like, you ever get to like the point in the night where it's like, why am I still here? Why am I trying to be the last one to leave the party?
Like in sobriety?
No.
Oh, I was like,
No.
crazy.
But also, I mean, I go to an after party sober all the time.
Right.
I haven't as of recently, but I'm a stay up late type of.
I need you to expand on what you're saying.
Someone said it might have been Paige on FaceTime the other day, but I was just thinking about like, have you ever had an experience or like come to a revelation at an after party or like have a phase where you would stay till the very end?
Yeah, and they were begging me to leave.
Were they?
Yeah. It was either I'd be staying there or I'd be like throwing up in the bathroom the whole time.
But it was always like, I feel like it always, when I was there, like the people that were still there when I was there
Zombies.
were either zombies or like people like I didn't care to like hang out with, like, or get a lunch with, or dinner with.
Yeah.
Like the separation of party friends and real friends really woke me up. Like I think once I got sober, I was like, there's like 200 people that actually probably don't care if I live or die.
No, because like you get sober and you have 2 friends.
You and Bree.
That's crazy. Get sober if you need to. No, but you just like sift out the ones that you wouldn't want to hang out with.
Yeah.
But yeah, after parties are nuts. Yeah, it's like dark. I felt that way like late at the club when you like look around and you're like, oh my good God.
Well, New York clubs didn't close till like 4 or 5 a.m.
Right. And
so
you're
like,
just like, what the?
around the same time frame.
Yeah.
We're experiencing these things.
Right. And you're like hanging out with promoters and you're just like, I don't know about all this.
I don't know about all this. And it's like just all like the blonde, like eensy beensy coke girls. And I'm like, God, girl, love you, but let's clean up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. But I think there's something so sinister about an after party.
There's a dark energy for sure. There's like a demon attached to it.
It is because it's like you're at this level where like, and it's complete. The whole concept of an after party is completely off the basis of the substance is in, and you want to continue it until you absolutely can't take anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's like the whole point of
literally.
it. It's like you can't get enough of it.
Right.
So let's move it to a different location and let's do this till the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, in the moment, it always seemed, especially back then, it always seemed like such a good idea. But every time I go to an after party back then, I knew what that meant. It wasn't just alcohol at that point.
Wow.
And I knew that I was down bad for at least 2 days. At least 2 days. Waking up feeling hospital level hungover.
Oh, yeah.
Hospital level.
Did you ever go to the after party and you're like, maybe I'll find the love of my life here?
Because it's giving you'll find your love of your life at the afters.
Right.
I
always thought that.
I think I will find my husband like if I leave the house.
Right.
Like I will convince myself.
Oh, right.
I will convince myself of anything. Like begging to get myself out of the house. No, I do think the love of my life is at the afters, and I think that's why I've gone in sobriety. I think the winners go there.
Yeah.
I've met plenty of winners. Have you ever gone home with somebody from an after party?
In sobriety?
I have.
What? How?
Meet someone out.
I can't imagine going home with someone like in sobriety, like meeting them and then going home with them. That's insane to me.
Twice. I've done it twice.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not my proudest moment.
No, that's a slay.
But
that's
I
like
think
top final boss social girl.
That's top final boss sober social girl. That's the weirdest I've ever heard. What do you mean you're sober at the after party, drinking a Red Bull at 2 a.m, flirting with a guy and going home with him at 3?
It's insane.
That is sober final. That's almost borderline spooky. Like I don't engage in that. I don't. Honestly, I don't either anymore. Yeah. But like I've definitely gone home with someone in sobriety. People, why is Trevi on Xanax? I'm not. Also me. I was at an after party when I was sober. But get come on.
Right.
Do you want to briefly talk about Haley?
What?
Do you want to briefly talk about Haley?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
You do it.
Guys, listen. I'm thinking we should sprinkle some pop culture into our podcast. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I've been seeing so much about Hailey and Justin Bieber. And to be honest, I haven't done enough research, so I really don't know anything. But what I do know from what I've seen is that I guess she was like a fan of him before dating him.
Right.
Is that what the tea is? Do you know?
Well, the tea is, and this is all alleged.
Okay, yeah. It's all alleged.
This is all alleged, but I guess the tea is that, yeah, she was like a fan of him and like, you know, as a kid would always get herself like in the same rooms as him at the same events, would always get introduced to him like by her father.
Wait, stop. What?
And like, what?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Like there's like a video of like them meeting for the first time. Like it's on video, like on like this like red carpet somewhere.
Oh
And
my
she
God.
like cool girled it to the sun and it worked.
It worked.
But like she like continued to do that. And like also like this isn't by means like any hate. Like I think that I respect any woman that goes after for what they want. I like you said, like was that on the Patreon where we talked about give me their face and I'll find their social?
Yeah.
It was. But I think also like light stalking is a part of womanhood. So it's
Right.
like I don't really know, but like I do know that there's like a lot of people posting compilations of her like liking hate videos of Selena Gomez, like still to this day, and there's like a huge
Really?
7-part series that like is
I need to watch.
It's kind of one of the more insane things I've ever seen in my life. But like
Wait, I need to watch this.
I don't really have words, and I don't. This is a really see. We try to talk about pop culture, but then like
We're scared of people getting
I'm
mad.
scared of people getting mad, and like also why is Trevi on Xanax? Because she's thinking before she speaks.
Right. That's why we don't talk about it, by the way.
What?
Pop culture, right? Because we don't want people to get mad at us.
Yeah, and that's why we talk about men because we want them to get mad at us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, but we are definitely trying to change like that.
Yeah.
For sure. But this is a double-edged sword. I could see both opinions. Like, yes, like girl, like go get what you want and chase it for years.
She got it. Wow, it was for years.
I mean, yeah, and then she got it, which
So,
is
Selena and Justin broke up.
well,
and
no,
then-
they're still together. No, I'm
right,
kidding.
right. They are in an open relationship. No, they broke up, and then it was like a month later he started dating Hailey.
I'm pretty sure it was like it was. If it wasn't that, it was pretty fucking soon.
So she was like, "You think they were in cahoots together, Hailey and Justin?"
Well, I knew that like him
I
and
feel like
Selena
I-
were super on and off. So like maybe within those pockets, something like
Hailey was
a
chilling.
brewing.
Yeah,
Haley was chilling.
Hailey was courtside. Whoa.
Haley was courtside. So I don't know, but at the same time, like I'm loving that Selena's like moved on Boots
Benny Blanco.
because it's like that is a dream of mine. What do you mean an artist married a multi-Grammy winning, multi-platinum
Right.
producer? You're set. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Do you see how many people are shipping with Paige?
Yeah. What should I do about it? I just like the thing about that is like obviously she's gorgeous and I'm down, but like I really see a friendship.
I do too. You don't want to fuck up.
No, and like it's giving like us all three hanging out, going to the Ren Fair together, and like I'm so awkward when I like someone, I shut down.
Yeah.
And I become so weird.
Yeah.
And I just like I can't afford that. And I just like it's giving friendship.
Yeah. Well, there's so many comments that were like, "Oh my God, Kate and Paige's chemistry."
Wait,
is
no, stop it.
insane."
I had to like shut it off during the episode because there were times where I was like, wait, are we flirting? And then I like kind of had to awk out and freaked out.
What's
and
an awk out?
Like when you get really awkward.
Oh, like AWK out.
Yeah, like awk out. And I was just like, wait, I can't do this right now. So I had to like kind of shut down. At like the last episode with Paige, I was like kind of slouching because I tried so hard to like remain chill.
Right. No, I loved
So.
it though. That was such a fun episode to show.
I know she's great, but guys, I can't. Not right. It's not right now.
It's not right now. I
Yeah.
think we have more developing to do.
Yeah.
So to fill you in on that update that we keep getting comments about,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how
We'll
the
see.
story develops. It's
Yeah.
like a Polaroid. Maybe you just gotta shake it a few times.
Wow.
Hello.
true. So
in the
true, so
club
true.
at Marquee.
Where I smoked heroin.
Well,
Miss it. Take
well,
me back.
miss it, but take me back. All right, you guys, we are going to get into the unnamed segment where we answer your questions or advice and queries sent into our Instagram at 6 feet above pod. So make sure you're following us to know when we post for questions. All right, Kate, take it away.
The first one is how to accept that you have to be sober for the rest of your life. I'm 83 days in.
83 days in?
Girl, that's crisis mode when I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm never going to be happy again. This sucks.
Yeah.
And it's true.
You just got to get through the first 4 months. Like, I think also not thinking about, like, the future.
Yeah.
What do they say?
Day by day.
One day at a time.
It was so corny, but that really saved me
really-
so much.
Same.
One day at a time.
Like,
was
the one good thing that came out of Slay.
Hey.
But,
Like,
like,
actually.
but, like, legit.
Legit.
I think, like, not thinking about, like, what your birthday is going to look like in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Not thinking about what Coachella is going to look like. Like, that was my thing. I was like, festivals, my birthdays, like, the parties. Like, what is that going to look like for me?
Yeah.
And, like, everyone has their own different definition in that as they grow on. Like, for me, I'm like, we're both fine being around alcohol, but maybe you don't even want to be around alcohol. Like, maybe your whole perception will change on that. So, one day at a time is my advice.
Yeah, and honestly, like 83 days in, I was so sad. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. I'll never feel happiness again. That's kind of cool.
And then you do.
And then you do.
It hits you like a ton of bricks too, but make sure
I
it's not that
know.
pink cloud because
Yeah, because you'll fall off that pink cloud. But then you get back on it. And that's just, I don't know. Life's beautiful sober.
Ooh, yeah, life is beautiful sober. And honestly, you're going to advance way faster than your peers just by being sober.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even shade. That's just like tea. When the child is tea,
And
but the finna is gag. Bitch,
sis,
I'm dead as a child. Do you keep seeing that? It keeps popping up
I love
everywhere,
it.
all over my
I love
FYPs.
Someone goes, how do you date as a curvy girl? You just date? Date curvily.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it can be intimidating because, like, especially in LA, you're like, wait, I feel like I have to be 3 pounds to date. But newsflash, you don't. You can actually be a plethora of pounds and still go on that damn date. The date might suck, but you don't.
Just don't go to Barney's Beanery.
Yeah.
Like, that's just where, like, the, like, skinny obsessed men are, I feel like.
There's so many skinny obsessed men in LA.
Like, and you know, like, it's like, I feel like it's like that and like Barley's, like these like really weird,
Yes.
like over collegey, like where like a 35-year-old will be like hanging out with like,
Right.
it's like,
There's like a scale to
Let's-
get in. It's crazy.
no, it's like
Literally.
a TSA pre-check. You're going through a body scanner
Right.
and they're like, well, you're actually over 140. So, and I'm like, wait, I'm
God
6 foot.
forbid.
And they're like,
Yeah.
we don't give a
They're like, we'll fix that.
well, yeah.
Change that.
Meanwhile, I'm fucking taking an axe to my kneecaps.
God, it's like to date is to be curvy, you know?
Curvily. Kate and I are crashing out. How do I get you to say yes when I ask you ladies out? So it's like, don't.
Well, I have been yearning to go on a double date with you, but
We need to make it happen.
yeah.
For the men who are hot with a hot friend, with an hot friend.
With N hot friend.
We cannot speak today.
Yeah,
It's because
no.
we're on Xanax.
We're
Crazy.
doing our best.
You should bang our line. So,
Yeah.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Please talk about how it is to get into your old. I love that. Please.
So true.
Please talk about how it is to get into your early adulthood and how it worked out for you guys. I'm 20.
Oh my God, you're a fetus.
Like legit fetus. Like
20 is so young.
I thought I was so old when I was 20. I was like, when the child is tea,
No.
but the finna is gag. I'm
Actually,
dead as a child.
Yeah, that's how it felt, honest to God.
Honest to God.
But you can't even drink legally yet. So honestly, no, but it's freaky. And then you're like, wait, I have responsibilities. But also just remember you're so young and you're bound to up. So kind of embrace it.
Yeah. Also, like, they just released a study that like your 20s are not actually the happiest years of your life because it's like for 20 years of your life, you have to think this was I think Mel Robbins said this on Jake Shane's podcast, but it's like think about it like this. For 18 to 20 years of your life, you were raised and looked after by parents.
Right.
And everything was handled as far as taxes go, medical bills go, rent, housing, electric, gas, like all of these adult responsibilities. And then you were just thrown into the world without a handbook,
Yeah.
and you have to figure it all the fuck out down to brushing your fucking teeth. Like,
Yeah.
so many things that you have to do as a young adult that makes you feel like you're going insane. I feel like I literally, at 26 years old, am finally like, I don't even want to say I'm getting the hang of it, but I'm finally starting to understand and to grasp what it means to be like an adult in my 20s.
Yeah. I feel like I thought I would know more by now,
I
but I don't.
yes.
But it's okay. Nobody really knows what they're doing.
Yes, at all. So like, it's, I guess basically what I'm saying is like, no pressure. Like,
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up. Live your life up, but also like change.
Experience growth and growth. So
What is growth?
like glow ups.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hashtag growth.
Hashtag growth.
We're gonna do gratitude. I am so fucking grateful that you got your haircut, and I'm so fucking grateful that you're wearing like a hot, like neutral matching set. Like, I feel like I'm like looking at this upgraded, like hot tan version of you. I'm just
weird.
grateful for it because like my eyes feel really easy right now looking at you. I'm really grateful for Brie. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm crashing out that I'm like sick, but I am not grateful for that. But like, hashtag manifesting good health. Grateful that I'm probably gonna go eat after this, and grateful that I just made another banger the other day.
Hello.
And
Be on the lookout. Yeah, grateful for you. Grateful I got a haircut,
Yay.
even though it cost an arm and a leg. And grateful that come to my show on April 27th. Ticket in the description below. Grateful that even though I'm angry, I'm still here
and hot.
and hot.
All right, you guys. We love you. We'll
Love
see
you.
you.